Today I'm going to be taking a look at some of the backpacking gear that I used in 2023. I'm not taking a look at everything in my backpack, that would just take too long. I'm just going to give you some of the thoughts on some of the gear that I used generally for the first time in 2023. So let's jump right into things. First thing is my Ultra Superior 5s. These are incredibly comfortable shoes. They're probably the most comfortable shoes I've ever worn. The only real issue I had with these was a lot of the rocks in Pennsylvania, especially you get onto like a road walk where there's a forest road where it's gravel. Those pointy rocks just go right through some of these softer areas in the sole. And yeah, your feet do take a beating after a 20-mile day with these shoes. But other than that, they are extremely comfortable. So that led me back to another pair of Lone Peaks. I think these are the Lone Peak 7s, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, I'll put it down below. But these are pretty comfortable. I've only had them on 2 longer distance trips, so they don't have a ton of miles on them. One of the biggest things I don't like is right here. There is not a one of those metal loops for the gaiters, and it's a little bit awkward to put the gaiter hooks on and off of this part right here. Other than that, I think whatever the material is that they're using on the soles, this is extremely grippy. Probably the grippiest soles of any of the Ultras that I've ever had. So far so good. Just a little quick one here I threw in at the last minute. I was thinking about this. This is the Light Load towel. I believe it's on, I can't remember which website I got it off of, but it comes in a real small little package. All you do is add water to this thing and it becomes a towel. What I do with this is I just keep it stuffed in the outer pocket of my backpack, and I just use it to clean myself off at the end of the day. Just dip this in a creek and just use it to clean myself off with. And it really takes up no space. It weighs pretty much nothing. New cooking pots I got this year. I went for the smaller sized toques, so I had to make a new pot koozie for it, which was no big deal because my other one was taller. So take a look at what we have here. Like I said, this is the toques. I had the 750 mil before, and this one is the 550 mil, 550 ultralight. So it's saved a few grams, I guess. And what I'm doing is I'm nesting this smaller toques 375 mil pot inside. I just got this for this part here, the smaller one for just for coffee. So I haven't really used it a whole lot this year because every trip I've been on, I've skipped the coffee in the morning and just got right on trail. So yeah, just some other new gear. It's worked out fine so far. My new Dutchware Chameleon hammock. Um, yeah, I'm really liking it so far. The only issue I have with it, one of the reasons I went for this one is because it had pack hooks to keep my underquilt in place. I did have them slip off a couple times in the middle of the night, and I was too lazy to get up to fix it. But other than that, the only other issue I have is it doesn't have as much room in the foot box as my War Bonnet XLC. Other than that, it's really comfortable. It's not super stretchy like the Cloud 71 fabric, and I have no major complaints with it so far. This is the Big Agnes Insulated Q-Core Deluxe, I believe. It's 25 by 72 sleep pad. Still not sure whether I want to pack it up like flat like this, or I had been putting it in the stuff sack. Now, being that I'm not really a tent camper too much, or shelter camper, more of a hammock camper. Haven't got a whole lot of use of this, but I have not had a problem with with it being cold at all. I did some research before I bought it. I didn't realize how big this thing was. My biggest issue with this is its size and weight. Packing it up. It also comes with this sack here that you can attach to it and to blow it up. And I tried it once and I didn't really like how it performed. So I went and got the Flextail mini pump, I think it is, or whatever, Flextail tiny pump, whatever this thing is. This is the older version. I know there's a few newer versions out. Some of the things I don't like about this, the biggest complaint I have is the button to turn it on is right here. And it's so easy to just bump up against something while it's inside your pack and turn on. So what I did was I took a piece of duct tape right here, and I duct tape a penny to the inside so it doesn't get bumped and turned on while it's inside the pack. And then I just have this little tab of duct tape. I can just take it off and press the power button. There's a light on this. I thought I was going to use this a lot in my tent. I've never used it in my tent for the light. but I've only used it for the blowing up the air pad. It is, like people say, it is really noisy though, so I don't really care. This past year, I decided to start going more with merino wool as opposed to synthetics for my clothes. Found this at Costco. It's a long sleeve wool top, merino wool top. I do like that it has the zip down in the front so I can vent in the front right there. I didn't realize it when I bought it, but it does have the thumb holes in the sleeves, and I really have been enjoying that for some colder weather stuff. One thing I do wish it had, I wish it had kangaroo pockets to put my hands in, but oh well. I wasn't even planning on buying it when I went there in the first place, so oh well. Also got found these on Amazon, some merino wool underwear, the Metarino. I've only had these two merino things out on 2 trips, and so far, I mean, they weren't extremely hot trips, but I did sweat. They did keep the stink down, so these were pretty comfortable. So far liking them. These are pretty stupid, but I went to like Dollar General or something and found these flip flops for like $6, and I attached some shock cord here just for some camp shoes. And I'm not a big camp shoe guy, and I probably won't keep wearing them, but I really hate that they pull in between my toes right here. But I attached this shock cord to keep them attached to the back of my heel because they'll just fly right off my feet. But they're not very heavy. I might try some of the more expensive ones this year. We'll see. Yeah, just stupid camp shoes. Here's the noisy part of my video. Uh, I went and got some of these Nylofume pack liners. I had been using contractor bags. The contractor bags are way too tall. I have to cut them, use scissors to cut the tops off because there was too much fabric. These actually seem to be, they're more lightweight than the contractor bags, and they seem to be actually more sturdy. Like they're pretty strong. I have not had anything get wet, even in extreme wet weather. Anything that's been in this bag has stayed dry. I got a 3-pack of these for really cheap, and I don't think I'm going to have to replace them anytime soon. This is one thing I found this year that I really do like. This Foot Glide. It's made by Body Glide, and I just put I keep my Luco tape on the cap right there in case I ever need it. Whenever I get up in the morning before I put my socks and shoes on, I put this on any hot spots on my feet that generally tend to have problems. And it's been great since I used it. I have not had any problems. When this small size ran out, I looked and found that Body Glide is pretty much the exact same thing as Foot Glide, so I picked this up at Target, and haven't really used it yet, but I think it's going to be pretty much the same thing. I have been using these Dutchwear spider straps for my hammock straps, and this year I thought about going back to using whoopee slings. So I ordered some whoopee slings. I have these old toggles here that I found these trail shopping somewhere. Decided that I'm going to try the whoopee slings again, and I can reach a little bit further with these with the straps that I bought with these. I'll show you the straps in a second. I'm still undecided whether I want to use these or the Dutchwear spider straps. So I'm keeping them both in my pack and still trying to decide which ones. And when I did order these whoopee slings, I did buy the tree straps with them. And then I realized, why did I buy these tree straps when I already have these the Dutchwear straps that I can just keep in my pack at the same time? So these things here are pretty much not getting any use. If I have to get around an extremely big tree, I can just use these Dutchwear spider straps and then just attach the whoopee slings onto these. These will be my tree straps then. If you saw, I did do a first look video at this Platypus Quick Draw water filter. I do like it. The only issue I do have is this, if you can see the blue gasket inside there. If I attach this to a smart water bottle, that gasket always comes off. I don't know why, but if I ever do go back to using this, I'm going to super glue that gasket in there. But I decided to try a different one that I had never used before, and I'm not sure if I started using this in 23 or back in 2022. The Katadyn Be Free. My biggest issue, 2 issues with this one here, is this is rubber, like some kind of rubber material around here, and when it gets wet, it's really hard to turn. That's issue number 1. Issue number 2, which is not too big of an issue, is the thread size. You can't attach this onto a smart water bottle because this is like a 42 millimeter, and the smart water bottle is like 28 millimeter. This is too big even for like a Gatorade bottle. Now this does come with the, you can buy this separately or you can buy it together with the 1 liter bag. There's some different size bags they have. And this does seem like a pretty tough material so far. But I also thought, what if I'm out in the field and this bag breaks? Then I have no other option. I can attach this to a smart water bottle. So I found this one from CNOC. It's another 1 liter bottle, and it does have the wider mouth at the top that fits. It fits the BeFree, and so I just use this as a backup. It just packs down like that. And if I'm going to be on a trip where there's a longer water carry or maybe camped at a dry campsite, I found this one also, same size top, and this is a hydro flask, I think, and this is a 1.5 liter. This piece and the next thing I'm going to show you, I've only had them out on 2 trips. This is Montbell wind pants. I don't necessarily need to keep it in this stuff sack, but it's just an elastic waistband. You can tighten it down right here, I guess. One of the things I like about these is at the bottom you have the zippered the zipper that goes up the side of the leg at the bottom. So I can put these on, take them off without taking off my shoes. One of the things I like about these is I can sleep in them, over top of my shorts when I'm sleeping, and get up in the morning. I can do all my camp chores, pack up and everything, and start walking while it's still cold. Then once I warm up, I can just take these off without having to take my shoes off. So also, I like the option because I'm always hiking in shorts. I only hike in shorts. I like having these that I can just put on if I get to like a section of stinging nettle. I can put these on, and I haven't tried it out yet because I got them after stinging nettle season. But hopefully I can just put these on and walk right through stinging nettle. We'll find out next year. This is also brand new. I'm not going to bother taking it out of the stuff sack. It's an underquilt protector. I can't even remember where I got it from now. I've only had it out a few times, but it's supposed to add a few degrees of warmth to my underquilt. Very easy to attach to the ridge line. Also, it's going to keep any splashback if there's extreme heavy rains. It's blowing in. Hopefully, this will keep my quilts dry. Just a few more things here. This is the Tarp Tent Stratospire Li, which I did a first look video on. I explained in the video why I wanted this tent and how I ended up with this one. If I have a 4 to 5 hour drive to start somewhere at 9 o'clock in the morning to start a trip, I'll go the day before and I will set this tent up and sleep in the tent the night before. That way I won't have to touch my other pack, which I'll keep packed with my hammock and everything. And I could just tear this down and throw it in the trunk in the morning, and I'm ready to go. It is a bit tricky to set up. I mean, I did have a few lucky setups the first few times, but it can be tricky to set up. The other thing is it does have, I can't crush this up because there are struts that are in this. I can take the struts out and smash it down further, but I have not tried that yet. So those are my biggest 2 issues so far with this one. It is a little bit bigger than I would like, but oh well, I'm not using it that often, so I don't care. And the last thing that's been sitting next to me here the whole time is Outdoor Vitals Stormloft underquilt. This is the 20-degree one. So if you take a look up here at the top here, I did put some an extra tie on here just because the snap always comes open when when you cinch it around your neck. I have no issues with the warmth of this thing so far. It's been nice and warm. The only real issue so far I found with it is when you look online for this thing, it says, if you're under 6 foot, buy the small. If you're over 6 foot, buy the large. And since I'm right at 6 foot, I wasn't sure which one to get. So I called up Outdoor Vitals and I asked them which one they recommend. Maybe maybe an ounce or so heavier for the large. They said to get the small, but so I ordered the small, and my feet are just too tight in the foot box on the small, so I probably should have gone with the large, being a 6 foot. But anyways, I guess that's all the new gear I wanted to talk about. Like I said, some of it I have not used very often, so maybe if there's some issues about some of that stuff, I'll talk about next year as I get out on the trail next year. And yeah, can't wait to get out there and use this gear. All right, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching.